Philippines and one of Indonesia to take us through. It's me, Nice-Suit, Jordan on desk with Leo and Mirko to bring you the action of this best-of-5 elimination match here in the MS7 World Championship. Boys, the panel shared their sentiments on this draft. I have to agree with Trex, man. I think the AI gets a little skewed sometimes because, man, those lineup ratings.
That, and they may be blinded by the aggression that ONIC could potentially bring out. You're looking at a very strong mid lane, Valentina and Hilda. And you're seeing here, Team Liquid is answering back. They essentially held the line.
That they did.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm wondering what the matchup's going to be like, right? Because we haven't really seen too many Alice versus Sora matchups. The fact that they ended up flexing this Valentina into mid so far is kind of crazy.
Part of this, too, as we look at the emblems here, this Sora in the hands of Sanford will be going with that concussive blast. I know we've seen a whole lot of gold lane Sora so far through this. Oh, early poking?
Yeah.
Keyboy should be fine. All right, Keyboy is able to get out of there. But yeah, the Sora has been such a priority so far, alongside the Leomord, especially here in the knockouts. You know, we've seen that, but again, gold lane Sora works a little bit different, temporal rain there, but this tankiness that we see from Sanford, we've seen this a couple times, even through the Swiss stages, and it provides a good amount of crowd control, takes some of that responsibility away from JP needing to constantly kind of be there, and opens up that window for him to go and hopefully find the right target acquisition with the Cho. We've seen Cho, I think even based on the win rate, what is it, around the 50% mark, I think.
It's definitely a very reliable hero in the Swiss, in the knockouts, and was almost single-handedly responsible for SRG's comeback win last night. That's why they're sitting in the upper bracket. See here, JP jumping in between two.
Yeah. Getting some good damage over on Kyrie, forcing regen. Both really setting up for Turtle number 1.
All right, Turtle 1's up. Again, Dangerous Grass being a part of this whole dance when it comes to the objectives here. You're going to see the team get into position. Pretty much everyone going to join this fight. Half health already on the Turtle.
Yep, JP going to be taken very low. That's going to be thrown a ruin. Carl still winning out the retribution. Is in the back line. It's Sans with a sword. Actually, just an assassination. Oh, but it's the same. Both Sora ults taking a kill, but now it's going to be Keyboy who jumps in on Sanford with the help of Lutpi. That's 2-1.
40 in too deep. Had to use the flicker as well. 2 for 1. ONIC happy with the returns on that. Up by about 500 gold here. 2.5 minutes into game number 1. And what do? When you get this kind of advantage, you dive deeper, you take away a little bit of the jungle. Farthered airstrike by Sanji.
Carl wants more, gets shot down by the arrow, but Lutpi is taking a bit of damage now as Carl goes over to Phantom Execution now with a puncture as well. Let's go for the Thorn Roll just yet as Keyboy is able to walk away, baiting a few more abilities, but it's Sanford who takes the kill.
Good pickup, man. Just a whole lot of trades going here already early on. Even after the objective was secured by TL, they still go ahead and battle it out. This is pretty much what I feel like we can expect here throughout the knockouts, of course, and already in this kind of matchup. Hopefully we get 5 games of this kind of back and forth to see which champion will come out on top of it. But now, as we look into exactly what's going to be happening here throughout this game 1 already, you know, pace is showing, and I think one thing for sure that ONIC from Indonesia needs to be able to do is match the pace that's being set up by TL. A lot of this comes down to even the usage of that feathered airstrike. We have seen this constantly throughout M7, setting it up, and then that's why Sans works well with the Valentina here.
We literally saw it just a minute ago when Sans was behind maybe a step or two, and he clicked it, he grabbed it, but there was no one there left. And what this is saying for all of us is 4 minutes in, it's a game of inches. Whoever can turn that inch into a foot, into a mile, will definitely run away with the game. 500 gold is what Team Liquid is playing with. 10 seconds until this turtle spawns. And I can tell you now, the cavalry is in a better spot. ONIC ID, currently they're suffering 2-step syndrome. They need 2 steps to be able to get a good foundation on fights. While Liquid, all they got to do is just get a good kick, and Carl just commit.
Yeah, that seems to be the case here. Anytime a Cho is on a composition, you can see Sans holding on this time to the Sora ultimate.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this play up top.
Tank up top, Auto Shocker lands. Oh, it's going to be caught by the curtain call as well. As Keyboy picks up the kill, as JP's able to find a way to drag it over to Skylar for the ruin.
What? Skylar gets away! And now they change targets on the Sanford. Going into Thunderform, finds Keyboy!
Sanford will fall as well, though. Sans gets the pick, and now it's ONIC who move on to Turtle. Carl holding this angle. It's going to be Lutpi trying to zone him away, but still, he has the punctures, the free resets. Lutpi is going to zone him away entirely into the mid-wave, so he will be free for ONIC ID.
Oh man, a fight, and even a feathered airstrike drop down.
Oh, the chef wants more!
I was saying, there's trades everywhere. You don't take anything for free in this game of one, it seems like. And so they go for a trade, but still, nonetheless. Oh, whoa!
Big JP? On JP. Now Sanford wants to go in, goes on a Sun. A desperate feather airstrike earlier to try to deal more damage before he dies.
Leo,
He wasn't done.
he wasn't done, man.
He wasn't done.
I'm looking at you here because I just feel like we have seen the teams and the players from the Philippines really adapt to this more hectic, chaotic, brawly play style.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man. Oh, what? As I say it, Skylar falls.
Yep. Welcome to Indonesia.
It's something in the food, man. I don't know. It makes
It's the spice,
It's
bro.
the spice. They brought it to the game as well. And it's working. I mean, look at this. They built up a small lead up to this point.
And this is what Liquid revel in. They enjoy the fact they can keep fighting, and all the more the reason why is because ONIC ID's not ready to fight just yet. I'm looking at Kyrie, he's a scaling jungler. I'm looking at Skylar. Yes, you are a CC, you're a fighter, quote unquote. But compared to an Esmeralda that's just happy to peel, you kind of need to clap back, and they find the kick!
Way the dragon, independent airstrike, and everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Keyboy.
That's that choke play we're talking about, man. Every single time he's up, that kick is available. Oh, okay. He's gonna get out of there, right?
Yep.
Is holding him back, yeah.
Got about half dozen dashes on this Thunder form, he's fine.
It's
hero.
There's a reason why this Sora does keep getting picked. He's gonna get chased down. Whoa, okay, at least, again, I said it before, you don't get anything for free, but here comes JP.
The Traceless out of Jeet Kune Do. Oheb was holding on to the falling star moon, just uses it onto the wave, gets Prio, and now they move to Turtle. But Ludpi is going to be caught by the airstrike. Now the Jeet Kune Do as well away the dragon. Ludpi pinned down, but there's not enough damage to take him out. And Stone Ruin will react in time for Sanford and Sanji. But now JP getting bombed.
The father has fallen, and now in Thunder form, Sanford looking to deal a lot of damage.
Whoa!
The key boy, oh, have fine Sans dancing around him.
The Filipino sniper on an Esmeralda as Carl Teasy gets a free turtle up top, now rotates into the purple buff and takes it away from Kai, but he wants more, jumps onto Keyboy. Not enough.
Hote is guilty of Grand Theft Purple. Again, a game of inches. That start was, whoa, wait. Skylar?
Oh.
Let's find out, that's 4 members!
All alone, there's no way you can survive that. Oheb on a killing spree now.
Man, oh man, I feel like we're watching 4 different games or 1v1s go on and break out throughout this game. Neither team wanting to let up just yet, too, up here up top.
Traceless out of the way of the dragon, but now it's going to be Carl with the Phantom Execution and a Thorn Rose. Great Traceless again, but again it's going to be Kai caught in the bad spot. As you see Carl rotate him over, it's Ludpi who gets the blink in time.
Okay, so they go, they make it happen, they'll find a pickup, minus everything that's been happening here in the past minute or two. All these constant fights will lead us nearly to that lore in about a minute. They want to start to open up the map at this point, take down this tier 1 turret. That's exactly what TL wants to do. Can ONIC hold on to this turret?
That's a good question. Sanford walking up, able to go for the CC, but it's only onto Ludpi now as he dashes out again. And look at JP.
That's what you get with a Cho pick in the hands of Team Liquid's Patriarch.
On dangerous grass.
On dangerous grass, again, there's very little he needs to do to get in there. And just to call back to a kill that Kyrie suffered up top, that rarely happens to the Sky King. Sanji's fine here. The gleam, Ludpi didn't fully commit. And now Oheb is in a position with, 2 items? Oh, the king onto Sans!
All in on Sans. Oheb picks up the kill. Ludpi's a bit late to react now. Gets shot from the skies by Sanford. And man, you can really start to feel that damage.
What a kick again from JP. He has been a menace on this side of the jungle of ONIC, and right now they're going to go ahead and work to take the purple buff as well from Kyrie. Still going for the tier 1.
Oh, look, he gets the blade, but he gets disintegrated before he can tap the second part of it. That's a free turret in the mid lane, and Kai can only get a trade up top with a tier 1.
Team Liquid make a beeline for the Lord. Massive conversions. ONIC ID not down and out just yet. There are still trades happening for the defending champions of Indonesia on home soil. They are suffering quite the losses in the opener of this best of 5, and now they're going to commit even more atrocities in the jungle.
Jeez, what you got to do, man? You got to continue to pull pressure where you can, and they'll do exactly that. Kyrie, no buff, no orange buff, no purple buff either, and you expect JP to pretty much just live on this side of the jungle of ONIC. So they have a Lord approaching. They've got to defend.
Leo, usually when we talk about these Grand Theft Purples, it's sneaky with it, you know? It's kind of like a sneaky heist, but they're just going in. They're in front of their faces, they're stealing it.
This is blatant thievery, is what's happening. Highway robbery, in your face. I know you know, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Stanford checking range in the back. JP just crossing straight up. He's honest about it. Feathered airstrike.
Up and Mana Shocker there. Carl's easy walking up against Skyler, trying to survive. Flickers out to safety. Now they're throwing a Rue into the Flicker defensively. Carl gets the kill. It's a big double for the GOAT.
How many times have we seen a Carl TZ on this Lancelot or Lancelot on Carl TZ, man?
He is him.
He is him. He's able to follow through with whatever JP sets up for them. They get these shields down. Lord is still up. That's got to be worked with. Sanford's low. He goes back. But I think that's all TL wanted. They ballooned their gold lead even further, almost 8,000 gold ahead, and they're nearing these base turrets to fall in the base of ONIC here.
Wait a second.
They're gonna fight?
Only Starman on 2, Carl's in the back, Phantom Execution, and the Thorn Rose now with the help of Skyler taken out by Oheb, who's unstoppable.
Team Liquid, up now 8,000 gold. The reason why they're going fast and picking fights and stealing everything away from ONIC is I believe they know that they're on a timer. With no marksmen and no quote-unquote generic hitters, typical for taking objectives, they know that their time is limited, especially in the face of Lutfi. Lutfi showed signs of life by holding out, and now by pushing this bottom lane inhibitor, they jump in, Oheb!
Two-man falling Star Moon, Carl, Phantom Execution backwards. He knows. I think a couple of times we've seen Team Liquid actually get overconfident to the Swiss stage, even in day one of play-ins. So they've learned from that. They've corrected their errors.
I like that they've corrected their errors and they learned from it, but at the same time, you see them pressuring in a way that's like, hey, will they fight us or not? You know, and ONIC is deciding not to, which is the best option because you can see between the items here how much work and ground it needs to be covered by ONIC. They're almost 10,000 behind. We have seen games and teams turn around before, but this is tough, Leo.
9,000 between them, but you're looking at the deficit that ONIC is suffering. It's not like they're looking at the same currency. Liquid is counting gold. ONIC, bronze, coins.
Yeah.
It's a quick winner crown from Sanford. He's really going to be looking for the set and instantly for the freeze, so no one can target him down.
That's what I'm saying, man. You see the Sora going in the XP laner's hands. You know they're going to go ahead and try to utilize that crowd control, which works best for more of a tankier build as Sora than what we usually see. You can see him picks up the Radiant Armor now too. He's quite stacked up defensively. Even Carl TZ building him. This should just be a free Lord for them.
I would say this is still a hybrid Sora for Sanford. You see how lethal his Thunder form is, especially when he finds Kyrie alone, even Sans. So with that said, they can just take this slow. Again, this could be the final Lord if Liquid gets this right.
Yeah, even if it's not the final Lord, I think it's guaranteed one more base turret.
Yeah.
It's best case scenario for Team Liquid, it's an N. But even then, I think 2 base turrets isn't even a stretch. ONIC don't have the best clear.
This is why you see Sans take the Feathered Airstrike, because they got to rely on that and somehow stop this push in. There's a forced fight.
Way to drag it onto Keyboy. The point someone as well, and that's the Sora looking for the big set. Won't be able to find it just yet as Lutfi still able to survive, but the Winter Crown is there for him to survive. Lutfi taken out. It's a fadeaway kill from Sanji.
And that's 2 taken out from the Sky King's ranks as Liquid waits for that Lord down bottom, pressuring a mid, pressuring top. This is gonna be a defense that could be their last.
This is tough to deal with. You're down 2 members for a little bit longer. Gonna work on the base. There they go. Sanford.
Yep. 3 members down, or just 3 members alive rather. Sans taking a shot at the Feather Airstrike on the falling Sarmoon, cocking him in place. That's gonna be, oh my goodness, the way the Dragon. He loses the immortality. Carl in the back, able to find a Thorn Rose. They still have the Lord to play with as Keyboy tries to zone the back of Sans. In a desperate attempt to save the game, stole away to Phantom Execution. Last base turret up top going to be falling as well, and ONIC now are stripped down to just the crystal.
And with that, they expose the base of ONIC. Off that Lord, it looks like they're doing exactly that, playing the discipline route for TL, even up 12,000 gold. They'll just go ahead and stick to the foundations here, taking down the base turrets and reset.
To put it into context, ONIC ID are playing with less than a full deck. Already, a Hilda that can't get the brushes, that can't get the grass, is gimped. You are literally
It's just
playing
grass.
with a fractured hero here. And Kyrie isn't, well, sure, he did get the big tree items, right?
Yeah.
But moving from there, he can't even get a good position because no one's going to peel, no one's going to set. Lutpi dies like 3 seconds into a fight with Team Liquid, and here they go!
AP again with a way to drag it over, and Keyboy, but Suns gets caught by Sanji! Throwing a ruin to the Blinker, able to find 2, but that's it!
There you go, Lutpi gleams on out, the kick, and the knock-up, Kyrie falls! Skylar gonna come up next, by the time OHEB gets 2!
A big double, and now it's just Lutpi and Keyboy! Can they defend? No, they cannot. Lutpi trying to hold down the waves. About an execution from Carl. Lutpi's in the midst of it all, healing. Wow. Best he can. He buys a bit more time. He actually gets away in time. Keyboy there, feather in air, straight to Blinker. Keyboy gets the shutdown.
They need the wave. Keyboy's gonna fall. Lutpi's holding on.
And now it's Liquid who stick onto the base to secure game 1 in this best of 5.
A dominant game 1 from the Cavalry here. Team Liquid comes in non-stop against ONIC Indonesia. An amazing start to this best of 5. They controlled the game from start to pretty much finish. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a tough adjustment, I feel like, for ONIC Indonesia, because there was a lot to work from.
Massive meta evolution in terms of
Leo and Mirko. And we're after a heated one-sided match for Team Liquid Philippines. I don't know about this draft, gentlemen. Is this what ONIC Indonesia needed?
It's not about what they need, it's about what they're comfortable with. At least, despite all the weird flexes and the odd order of the draft, as noted by our analysts on the panel, I think they're comfortable, because look at how aggressive they are. Look at how fast and how forward they're being from lane to lane. Even Lutpi, even at a third of his health, I think he should be fine. This is still a Uranus.
You know, I think one thing that they have to go ahead and adjust is making this, for example, the Uranus pick, like they said, Red 4 being brought up, that could be playing a part in here. Some of the drafting patterns or choices, I feel like, is one of the biggest things the panel is trying to highlight here. So we'll have to see if ONIC decides to go ahead and utilize that, specifically even this gold lane fray in the hands of Skylar here. Yes, he's running that Warcry emblem as we take a look at the emblems here specifically. But, you know, even that flexibility to go ahead and switch things up with that priority Sora, like we saw, you know, once played in the XP lane, now in the hands of OHEB here, he does still have that Temporal Rain. He's got a little bit of Vitality and that Festival of Blood. So his trading is going to be pretty good against Skylar. And then if they're able to build up that lead like we saw them do in game 1, that's where things could get a little scary for ONIC.
This matchup, though, right, in the gold lane, Sora versus Freya. We've seen Freya as a way to counter the Claude, but against the Sora, I think it comes down to just clearing out the waves and rotating. Whoever manages to rotate and to get the activeness earlier is the one who actually wins out in the matchup. But you can already see OHEB doing a much better job rotating straight after that wave to cut, and he's going to have a bit of a tempo advantage.
What happened to our game? It's the gold lane that's doing these proxying this early in the game. Turtle spawned, upper quarter, JP pushes out these 3, spacing them out. Mount Shocker coming in.
Stanford with a wave of Spider. Now it's going to be Kyrie still able to dodge away with a Shadow Stamp. Or the, oh my god, the damage on JP was actually quite big. Wow, Reggie from Carl still winning, and Lutpi still able to walk in forward though, but that's first blood for Stanford as Lutpi falls as well. It's a double to CC immune.
Man, oh man, and Skylar, he should be able to get away. Oh, he's dragged back.
One more! Regen! Oh my god, Skylar gets away with the help of the regen tap. But look at this diversion just to send him back to gold, and look at the instant conversion of gold.
I guess that's being a Valkyrie right there, man. I'm so surprised Skylar survived that, but still, that's only one problem. All that double kill for Sanford.
Scratching your head, how, why? Skylar gets extra shields when he procs abilities, and I think Sanji did throw out a basic attack, thought it was going to be enough.
And wait, hold on for the airstrike. Untargetable OHEB though, just flies away. But this is why I was shaking my head to Wolf, just saying it's over when I saw the Leomord pick. We were both expecting Lancelot, but they went Leomord. Like, sure, Leomord has been great, but it's so not Kyrie.
Hasn't that been the question even back in their previous games at the Swiss stage where we were like, man, you know, the Lancelot was left open, and it's like, why
they don't like
they not want to play it?
ONIC hate Lancelot. I don't know why though.
You know, that was at the time to be comfortable and have preferences, because you need to evolve with the metagame. Team Liquid, even they did it.
Yeah, they did it. The Leomord has done pretty well, especially when we got to see the glimpses of it yesterday, but for some reason, ONIC just isn't able to go ahead and get the lead that, you know, some teams and some viewers that have been watching ONIC for a while are used to seeing them have, and there's been a constant kind of struggle for making them or showcasing the compositions they bring to these matches and then making them work. And right now, as the turtle comes up in about 10 seconds, I feel like they're going to have to figure something out, some way to utilize Keyboy specifically, like we saw JP in the previous game, to potentially get a setup going on with Sans' damage with the Feathered Airstrike.
Step by step, number one, make use of the dead lane. Know that Lutpi is going to be fine. Don't bother with it. Step two is find a way to get Kyrie good with the Leomore. Get over here!
Wait.
Phantom Steed!
Wait, the Dragon JP was able to actually escape for a bit. Lutpi picking up the kill. Keyboy able to flicker around the safety, but look at the damage on Skylar now from the Sora. Carl picking up the turtle. Lutpi with a chase.
They deny the deep trenches from Carl Teasy. Finds Oheb. They're not done with Lutpi. Where are they going with the diversion?
Straight into the mid bush.
Okay.
P bought so much time.
Wow, okay, again, this is just like we saw in Game 1 where there's multiple fights happening across the map and even more so with Aloyi in play here for, okay, able to get away, just barely. Skylar there, getting away with his life. Oracle now picked up here for Lutpi.
A jump scare moment.
A little jump scare, but this might be he's actually going to be able to get this turret down. He should be able to. Yeah, wow.
Turret aggro there. It's okay. I think he should still be able to escape. Mountain Shock coming down as well, but he's on Consecration. Now with the ultimate, never mind! Oheb fisting him down.
That's Thunder Form for you. Bottom lane opened up for ONIC ID, so they could get some farm now on Skylar. It's not like he's in trouble, actually.
Yeah.
He hasn't died, and the map isn't exactly bearing down on him. They go for the swap. A minute until the turtle spawns. Again, looking at Keyboy, I think that's a good step. Whatever happened in the turtle, save for the part where in Carl Teasy still got it.
Yeah.
Find a way to use that kind of approach.
That's what I was saying. One, step two, Sans had the damage there, but JP did flicker out. That's how he was able to kind of like avoid that a little bit, but then he eventually died anyway. There's a setup in the mid.
Oh, Sans brought back to the team. Instant damage from the in-air reaction. Keyboy really looking for the play, but he gets bonked, and then Oheb comes in and smacks him.
Man, that can't feel good. You know, you're getting yin-yang reaction thrown around. You're getting torrented around. At the end of the day, you just want to be able to play. And right now, this composition, here's a diversion.
They collapse onto Kyrie. He's fine. Dashes out of there. And they go for the tier 1 in mid. Sure, take your win in the bottom lane. Oheb's back to reclaim it, but the map is gone once again. It's looking like it's all liquid.
Yeah, it just feels so lost for ONIC. They're late to the rotations. When they do get the rotations, they don't know what to do. And now it's Keyboy trying his best. Sanford with the Brave Spider again gets kicked out of the Dragon. Now it's going to be the all-in with the Phantom Steed as well. Over on Sanford. He's still buying so much time. Reject away. Oh my God! Sanford still surviving. What the hell?
The bravest fighter keeps him up. The Landshaker sends away 4, and Carl Teasy secures a turtle. Down goes Sans. Keyboy gets away with 1 HP. It's all liquid now. 4K up.
How many times do we have to see Sanford pull something like that off, especially on this hero, the Lapu Lapu? He does it again, surviving amidst it all.
Oh my God.
This right here is fresh hunting grounds, and the apex predator is hungry.
This guy really makes me want to curse, like,
in a good way.
Curse the team, not
that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
gets away the Dragon, but there's just no damage, right? Oheb takes him back to the team, and it's straight into the Mountain Shock, and now with the Phantom Steed as well. Kyrie trying to look for damage, but JP inside of the bush will not take any damage.
Shell didn't even need to flicker. He knew he was going to survive. Torrent form gave him the extra HP.
That Festival of Blood, being able to go ahead and heal back up, and that was about of a good setup that you could expect from ONIC. I mean, they made the play, they went for it, they had the damage, but unfortunately, they're not scaled up the way they need to be. Again, this is a gold lead that has been built up, especially in the last couple minutes or so. It's now ballooned nearly 5,000 gold, which is just right on time for this lore to come up. There's the Chastised Pauldrons too, now in the hands of Sanford.
Chef's kiss. You did say there is some damage for ONIC.
Yeah.
But for that to be completely shut down and neutralized, Sanford picks up the Chastised Pauldron. So all the more there is going to be little damage. You're looking at Skylar to scale up. Kyrie maybe some way, somehow, if he gets the stacks, not going to happen anymore.
And that just says they're relying on their fancy footwork.
At least for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, this is tough because even more so does Sans have to be on point with the Feathered Airstrike into this objective. Lord's going to be up here shortly, and look at the play up here. Diversion's going to be used.
Yep.
Relocating. TL to this side of the map. They're ready to go ahead and start the objective here in just a bit. Once things get situated and Carl Teasy makes his way again, expanding rivers, fast rotations here. ONIC knows what's up, and they'll also get in position. Despite being down this much, it looks like they do want to contest if they can.
Oh man, taking a lot of damage there. Oh, heavily walking up, forcing the flicker out from Sans before he can actually get the CC down. And that's a big gun from Mr. Goat.
Rush control totally in Liquid's favor. Holding that while playing with the nearby lane. And they do get the kick, finding Sanford. They answer with all of the ults that they got, yet he still stands!
Yeah, there's no way you can kill him. That's CC immune. JP now caught in the midst of it all. He doesn't die. Oheb goes in again, this time on Keyboy! And he takes him out! Oheb on a killing spree. JP regenning in the bush again. ONIC have no answers.
What can you do against Sanford? Even when you get the setup right, he doesn't die. And now off of it, Loopy gives the information. They're going for the Lord here, but there's just nothing that can be done unless... Nope, Lord already secured. They're going up for more.
Oh man, Kyrie with the Phantom Steed now jumps in, but look at that CC immunity in the air. Oheb. Skylar can only just look for a trade up top, and really, for Liquid, they're taking a chill pill at this point. They're not even going for the diversions aggressively anymore.
They are putting their hands up while they're stepping on ONIC's neck. Literally. To be fair, they are less aggressive in taking these buffs, these camps, so they're not attacking the economy, but what they are attacking is ONIC's propensity to fight back. And I'm pretty sure this is getting into the mental of the Sky Kings. Again, if you get at the match point, that's literally every game is a must win. Now is a must defend situation. They're going up against the Lord, pushing down bottom, and I'm looking at a situation wherein these Holy Shields pop.
Yeah. Yep. Holy Shield up top just popped. Working on this tier 2 in the mid. They do hold that Lord there, so they're going to try to hold on to the mid and bottom if they can. They do have good clear. They'll go ahead and clear this out. A diversion used here. And this is the thing, man. It is more so on the mental state. I feel like with ONIC right now, they're kind of scrambling. I mean, even the way that they're approaching some of these fights, again, you got to think, how many times do you actually get that setup your composition is supposed to allow you to do, and not capitalizing now, what, 2-3 times in this game? You start to think, is that the play? Like, who are we going to lock down? If they can't get to Sanji, who is? Because if you can, maybe if you can find Oheb and kick him, because you don't want to go for Sanford anymore.
There was moments in game 1 wherein the shoe is on the other foot. It's Keyboy on the Hilda, and the same thing happened.
Yeah.
So I think it's less of what they're playing with and more of how they're playing it. At this point, you can't cry over, oh, we picked the wrong heroes.
Yeah.
You're deep in. You're 12 minutes in. Lord spawning in a minute.
Got to use what you got.
I love how the game has evolved, wherein XP lane and gold lane can just share the same things. They can just do the same things. And you're seeing a Winter Crown almost on Oheb.
Yeah.
That's it, all the more. Everybody's just going to be really hard to kill.
Yeah, and you already have the Queen's Wing, so I think even for Sanford, he's already immortal. He doesn't need a double on that, right? No need for the immortality.
There's nothing ONIC can do for at least the next 8 minutes that can kill Sanford.
Yeah, doesn't need too much anyway, because again, it's just been his mechanic skills that have pretty much kept him alive. And so, you know, for ONIC, as they kind of get ready for this next Lord, because it seems like they're also just going to kind of calm down, get what they can. In terms of items here, you can see the concealed now being swapped. They are going to most likely try to make an attempt here, a play with the concealed, the kick, and it's just about target acquisition here, like we mentioned. Oh, you can already see him, on this side of the jungle too. It's going to be spotted out though.
It's a good angle, but it's the wrong person you're tracking.
Yeah. So Lord up, fighting for position here now for this Lord take. Carl Teasy will start it up, but with ONIC in tow, they'll go ahead and get ready to fight this Keyboy.
Able to play, able to find the Jiku. No one's Carl Teasy with a Vintage Dragon as well. Skylar walks up and Keyboy gets the pick on the goat. That was the damage coming through, and Sanford just slicing them.
2 for 1 currently as ONIC are thinking, should we stay, should we go? Kyrie dancing around, bumps into JP. JP very low.
Yeah, Kai bonked around, still trying to go for more damage. Is able to kind of wait, but Sanford takes him down, picks up the mega kill as Oheb walks into the mid lane, and now goes for the chase onto Sans, forcing the flicker out, and now it's Lutpi who's trying to buy time, but the airstrike coming down on him with the stun as well, but Oheb goes to the skies and goes back onto Lutpi. Now with the help of the Bravest Fighter in through the consecration. They swing him down, but Lutpi's able to flick around.
They're buying time. Sans joins the tag team battle, and the Lord has gone ahead and scaled up here. 14 minutes, still standing. Purple in jeopardy. Kaltisi is on respawn too.
Everybody's pretty much going to reset after that, but man, give it up to Keyboy. He found the target he needed to find, and still yet, they weren't able to secure the Lord just yet. So we come back to where we just were. Now, if Keyboy can do that again, he doesn't have the flicker this time, though, so that is a bit of a loss here. Oh, hold on. Whoa, kick already used.
Sans able to cut away there from the stun of the Bravest Fighter. Now it's going to be Skylar in the backline going in all the way onto Carl T. No, it's Sanji actually. He gets the kill back, but he's going to be dead as well. Oheb finding the trade. Lutpi taken down by Oheb. But Keyboy did the same to Sanford now. It's a 3v3.
Oh, Liquid taken away from home court as Carl Teasy in the midst of the chaos secures the Lord. He finds Keyboy, serves up a kill to the GOAT. He's feeling himself.
ONIC is fighting. They're going for these fights. They're trying to turn it around, but man, TL right now just has the upper hand. A Phantom Steed thrown out to go ahead and clear out this lane, but the Lord is the problem as ONIC waits for everyone to be up for this defense. Once again, TL finds themselves with a lead to work with as they approach the base in game 2 of this best of 5, potentially knocking down these base turrets of ONIC. Unless somehow they're able to turn it around in this game. We've seen it before, teams turning around at big gold deficits. Can they keep it together here? The mid turret's gonna go down as that Lord charges in. And a full force of ONIC on the defense here.
Yep, good for the airstrike to zone them away, but the position that Team Liquid have right now, it's like, they don't really care for the team fight. They can just go for the slow build up again, wait for the next neutral objective to spawn in, and then take ONIC into deep waters.
And what's troublesome for ONIC is Liquid are playing with both mid and long-range heroes.
Yep.
You have Sanji, you have Carl Teasy, and then if things get worse, you want to play in the paint, you have the Sora and the Lapu Lapu. So the only real solution for ONIC is a pickup. That's the only way that Lord was delayed. The second Lord could have been theirs. It's just, I don't blame them. I don't blame ONIC because that was their one chance. That was their one try. Oh my god, Lutpi here gets caught out. Tail end of the Bravest Fighter, and they get him. Oheb!
Oh no.
Diversion into the midst of it. Oh, Keyboy trying to go for the way the dragon, cannot find it. Sanford takes him down. And now with Lutpi and Keyboy down, they have a wave in the mid lane to play with, but they'll just go and play it safe. They go up top.
A surprise stampede from the chef. He cooked this one up. And ONIC ID in just a few moments might be cooked because it looks like Liquid are going for it.
Oheb in the back, Sanford popping Bravest Fighter. Kyrie almost for the goal for the kill, but again out, gets stunned out by Sanford. And he all in, and he takes him down. Skylar in a bit. Whoa! He hits the wall! And looking for the kill. Desperate plays from ONIC, desperately trying to stay alive.
It's just the base left standing. Lutpi and Sans doing their last stand. They clear the wave.
They clear the wave, they stay in the game, but man, what is going on for ONIC? They still have to deal with the wave pushing down a bot with Carl Teasy. Does Team Liquid look to do any more than take these base turrets down? Well, items being picked up here. Immortality for Keyboy as well. They're going to push it in.
Sanford, when you're looking for the play again, every time it's up, he goes for the Bravest Fighter, dude. And it's crazy because I have never seen ONIC panic like this before.
Yeah.
They are usually composed in even the toughest situations, but something's gotten to them, bro. What was that?
And from one P-word to another, what is the plan? Usually when you draft a certain way and you end up in less than ideal situations, there is a game plan. But for now, ONIC, again, the best thing we can say is get a pick-off.
They're going for it.
Find one. And that's gonna be a winner crown, the safety! Oheb's okay!
Phantom Steed coming down from Kyrie, he's gonna be stunned up again. JP still looking for the play right now as that's gonna be Skylar in the backline taken down by Sanji! Sanford looking for it, doesn't get the stun down. They're all trying to run away. Diversion from Sanji!
A surprise stampede from the back! Kyrie gets run over! Sans? Wings by wings? Oh, he can't save the base!
There's a cannon minion in the base! TL with ease! Take the series to match point.
Match point. You can't stop a cavalry coming through the diversion just when you think you've got the kick for the 5th or 6th time. It's all stopped in its tracks here.
Birds and the casters for this one.
You know what? I'm not good at numbers either, LaFell. And that's why I'm right here. Joining with the boys, Leo and Mirko. We're bringing it in Game 3. It's match point right now for Team Liquid. 2 champions once again that started this all out and has been dominant so far for the champions from the Philippines. Gentlemen, are we thinking the same things here with the draft?
If we did not watch the first 2 games, worrying about the mental of ONIC right now, then yes, I'd even up those numbers. I'd say it's a 60-40 in favor of ONIC. I really like this draft.
But the thing is, the first 2 games happened, and in game number 2, it was honestly quite brutal to see ONIC panic the way they did in the base defense. Skylar hitting a wall, going for the Valkyrie's descent. Keyboy flickering, trying to really look for a way to drag him, but unable to. So they are on easier to execute compositions now, on easier to execute heroes. It's back to the basics, even the Ruby, something that we haven't seen in a while, getting to the hands of Skylar
Not
again.
just easier, I'd say even at an advantage. You're looking at Keyboy, who is holding on for dear life and can hold on to these softies. I'm looking at Carl DZ, I'm looking at Sanji. Hell, there might even be a world where he holds on to Sanford, hits him with a Tsunami Slam when he's not ready, because again, you have to scale up. You have to get the right items on Sanford for him to, you know, literally be CCMU. They catch JP.
Oh man, Revitalize gonna be popped instantly now as JP still able to sustain back up. And that's it. ONIC just want to bait out the Revitalize. But the thing is, they're getting poked down. That lethal ignition take down on Sans.
Yeah, that's part of it. Take down the Revitalize. They even have to work through 2 Purifies over there on the side of TL. That's something they can work on. You see the emblems here coming through. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of crowd control. And I have to agree with the panel, you know, when Trex was saying, like, bring out the Ruby, bring out some crowd control to go ahead and complement Keyboy on this Kalea, who traditionally, this hero, the Kalea, does really good at setting things up, obviously, and then the sustainability that comes with it built into the kit. So they've got to be able to play around this potential. JP?
Well, Revitalize this time around. Mana Shocker locks him down with the help of Keyboy, but JP stood alive for quite a bit. Carl TZ looking to play now with the Thorn Rose, but it's actually a bit too aggressive. Keyboy gets away, gets Sans back to a comfortable spot too, but look at Sanford already holding in the turtle. Sans going in over on O-Head. He might be able to get them down completely. Skylar walking up.
Knocks up the trade for Keyboy. They fight Skylar even after he hits a flicker. And Lutpi cannot catch Sanji.
Dark Wave on 2. That's going to Inferno pursue the puncture away to Thorn Rose, locking him down, and it's JP with the DPS taking him out.
It looks so good for ONIC for a minute there, but then it all fell apart. And they're going to be zoned off this turtle with Sans.
Doing a lot of damage over on Sanford, but he's able to flick around now. Kyrie jumps in with the traces, and a Mountain Shocker is the right tree in for Kai! And now it's JP to fall! Sans gets the last kill in the skirmish.
And there's the counter punch, man. When I was saying it looked so good, well, ONIC took it back and said, here we go, we'll make it look good.
It's all ONIC. After the first turtle, Liquid, what they're looking at is off-timing engagements. ONIC has better uptime in this draft. They're 2,000 gold up at 3 minutes. This is dangerous waters Liquid swimming in.
And for the first time, no joke, nice to Leo, for the first time today, we hear the Sonics roaring as JP falls again.
Roaring.
He needed it.
Roaring with purpose.
Yeah.
They were roaring before the match even began, but now they're roaring in celebration. They can celebrate the fact that the mid lane has been won. They can celebrate the fact that Ludwig can freely leave the EXP lane because Sanford is still on wave clear duty. So that means that's taken care of. Up top though, that might be where Liquid can find a little bit of breathing room. Between the Esmeralda and the Ruby and the Esmeralda, Ohem can dance around, threaten something from Skylar, and then leave. They actually are still at the 50-50. This is the only lane, I think, that Liquid can hold on and say, can we do something here? That's why JP is kind of scouting out, and they send up Sans.
Yeah, Donor Wolf King now. Sans under turret though, goes up for Brilliant. Skylar still able to sustain, but the Glorious Pathway is right there. No kill, just yet for ONIC and for TL.
And that's why you were just saying that. You know, ONIC knows that exact compilation up top. They have to go ahead and deal with it. But they tried to make a play, it didn't happen. But they did get a Purify out, so that's something for them. It was a great response from TL. But now, with this bit of a lead that ONIC has built themselves, they're in a good position to go ahead and get control of the next objective. Yeah, they secured the first one. It was a little messy, a little chaotic, but that's fine because this lineup also allows them to kind of take these fights. Again, with a Kalea on your side, your sustainability can be there. You can see them fighting for the position here. TL in their own position. They want to fight for it.
Glorious pathway by JP. Falling Sun would lock it down. Lutfi now as JP's going to be caught low. Throwing a ruin on 4, but there's not much damage. Tsunami Slam!
Liquid with the body block, securing the turtle for Carl TZ. Down goes Sanford, down goes JP. Sanji follows through. The Sky King is angry. Order in the court.
You might have gotten the turtle, but we got the kills, and now they continue to put the pressure here. In that mid lane, Sans will be fine. TL holds on to the tier 1 in the mid.
So the one way Liquid did that is through sheer threat of damage. And their main source of reliable damage right now is Sanji. Sanji got the pop off, a good amount of salvos from feathered airstrikes in that engagement, more than he had all game long, 5 minutes in. So what is the trick? ONIC has just better vision right now. Mountain Shocker, almost guarantees that Sanji cannot pick a good brush to fire from. But look at this, 1v1. This is a dream come true for a lot of fans watching.
Yeah, but
Not going to break out.
Carl knew something was off, man. There's no way Kyrie wants a 1v1 like this. Someone is definitely in the vicinity and he spots. Well, he didn't spot, but he sniffed Lutfi out.
Yeah, not going to happen there. Again, they want to fight mid.
Falling Sun, one of the glorious path we used together as Sanford walks up as well. The Brilliance aggressively with a feathered airstrike, not doing too much as Skylar rotates into mid. But again, it's just a feint from both
It
teams.
seems like the stallion sense is something that all members of Liquid share.
SS.
The fact that there was Skylar coming through the side lane and then, wait, they're fighting this. They're fighting this. We shouldn't be going in. Man, all right, despite it being a good position, we shouldn't overcommit. Again, we are still down 3,000 gold.
This is the first time the win rate prediction is favored ONIC.
Realme knows what's up.
Realme knows what's up.
That's map you can follow right there, right, from Realme. So 10 seconds up for this last turtle. 1 for 1 right now in terms of turtles for both teams. But right now, ONIC has been winning these fights.
Oh, yeah.
And look at this. TL wants to get a position.
Walks up, dashes through. That's going to be the stun from JP to lock him down, but now Dark Wave lands on 2. No in front of pursuit just yet as Lutfi holds it in. Sanford, opponent's angle in front of pursuit finally with I'm offended as well with the glorious pathway used up, and the Falling Sunwood comes out with Revitalize as well, but Carl wins out the red tree. Thunder Ruin on 1. Sans!
2 turtles over the Team Liquid, but Kyrie continues the onslaught, finding 2, serving up 1 to Sans.
Kai in the back with a double. Now it's Carl and Ohim running for the hills. And Kai wants to go for the traces. Will be able to find the angle. Now goes on to the goal. That's an offended. Kyrie with a maniac.
They will wipe out the Cavalry Team Liquid for the first time in the series. Feels it here in Game 3.
Baby Cakes reeling. No farm for Ohim. No farm for Carl TZ. Sanji can't even stand 2 seconds with the feathered airstrike. This is looking like ONIC have woken up.
Ooh, man, I'll
Is
say
it too late?
yeah. Well, good thing it's a best of 5.
If they take it a game at a time, it's not too late.
They started with capping out this game, getting it secured. Right now, man, Kyrie, I feel like, has woken up. 8-0-5 on this YSS.
Not a real KDA line.
Hey, man.
8-0-5 in 8 minutes. Feathered airstrike. Start up, cancel just as quickly. The answer, Mountain Shocker, Liquid, back out of here.
All right. We're under a minute away from this Lord to come up here. Things are settling into place. Team Liquid drastically trying to catch up.
Thing is, Nice Leo, the last time these two met, it was in the semifinals of MSC 2025, and it was the same story. Team Liquid started up 2-0, ONIC getting, that's why I'm asking, is it too late? Because it's a best of 5, but if you only get going now, Team Liquid, they've yet to adapt.
They're already going.
Exactly.
So they don't stop at this point. Even with this, again, for the first time throughout the series, you see TL down this much against ONIC. They've turned games around before, but right now it's a complete control fest for ONIC to deal with this. They're on this side of the jungle of TL. Are they going to force a fight for the purple buff? Glorious Pathway.
Huh? Skylar already using that earlier. I'm offended, but the airstrike coming out. Keyboy instantly canceling it out. Now it's Sanford is still in the midst of it all. Throwing a ruin from Sanford. Doesn't land on most of them.
They do take a lot of damage. Down he goes. Punished hard by Kyrie. They do trade out 2 for free. ONIC are running right through Liquid.
They're going to take this tier 2 turret down. That was a team fight that they wanted to force TL under. They went for it. They tried to make it happen. I mean, they used a lot of ultimates and even battle spells to fight it out, but they lost it.
Look, when you're down almost 10,000 gold,
What do you do?
your mistakes are super punishable.
Yep.
You can see Skylar again. What was that? I'm offended early. It doesn't matter. That might have just been a false gleam of hope for Liquid to overcommit.
And it's because of Lutpi. He has stepped up immensely in this game. Look at those dark waves. It really staggers you. It's not like a big CC ability, but it stops you from moving for just a second. And against this kind of composition, with so much damage output, just a second, just a millisecond will count. And you can really see how the frontliners can't handle that damage. They can't walk through. They can't try to look for any stuns.
I can't even see frontliners. That's what Liquid is right now. They're just a big ball of mush that ONIC are running through.
Lord charging in. That's going to be a dash with a Tsunami slam into the all-in onto him. That Sanford with thrown a ruin, but it only lands onto again. Sands able to dash in with brilliance. Now JP falling. Lutpi jumping around.
Sanford falls. It's all ONIC so far. Oh, but look at the HP bars. Kyrie gets shut down by Carl, but Carl falls. It's just Sanji left. The Lone Stallion facing off against 4.
For the first time in this series, the cavalry will fall. Sanji taken out. It's a wipeout for the Sky Kings. They have a cannon minion in mid, and they will end it. The first strike for ONIC.
ONIC, Indonesia, come alive. First point on the board.
They desperately needed it in this series, and man, I'll tell you what, if you guys could hear this stadium erupt off this win planning that we saw towards the end of the draft. I like it too, man. Again, this is still a do or die situation for ONIC. Yes, they had a dominating previous game, game 3. Can they keep it together here to get to a game 5?
I agree with the panel. Naisu, Leo, they were a step ahead finally in the drafts against CLPH. Like, CLPH, I would say they've been really dictating the entirety of the series in game 1, game 2. Then game 3 came along, a motivation booster, and somehow it also motivated Adi and CW because finally we're seeing some of those creative picks come back for ONIC. Already JP having to use a Revitalize.
This is very emblematic of their performance in game number 3. You try to steal away these little resources from JP, and you take away the early playmaking advantages Liquid is known for. Sans,
the wall on him.
Flying away.
Oh! The last one didn't land, man. But again, that's a flicker and a Revitalize now.
Just gonna say another resource taken out. You know, I'm sure Sanji was a little worried there too himself. We'll take a look at the emblems here for this match again across the board. You still got that Terizla there, a little bit of reduced cooldowns for him, but still nonetheless the same tanky Terizla. I know Wolf was mentioning the Terizla plus that Gatakacha there, so they come through, and this is going to be mainly that front line that obviously helps the Fredrin in the hands of Carl TZ. This is going to be a much different game for Carl TZ, but it's not a foreign game, man. He's played the Fredrin so many times up to this point.
In this very stadium with a Fredrin in his hands, he won his 2nd World Championship. Let's talk about the gold lane matchup. A genius stroke here by ONIC to switch it up. We could have sworn mid lane was going to be Lunox.
Oh, Will with the turtle up. They're going to go for the control here, so both gold lane are staying up top, but Keyboy not having the tech charge just yet. They're going to have to fight for this.
Shocker from Kai. JP already using Revitalize very, very early on as Carl holds onto it. Sanford is getting poked down to 1/4 of his health, but it goes and regions back to half. Carl claims the turtle for free. ONIC do not want no smoke.
Our panel referred to this in a couple of matches back, talking about how Liquid was playing very Filipino in the Swiss, but now they've reverted back, and to their advantage, look at this. They push ONIC deep into their tier 1, and I don't know how this whole readjustment of pace is going to affect the Sky Kings.
That's why I love best of 5s, man. You know, when we get into a best of 5, you see very different kind of play styles and obviously compositions throughout those games, and that's been the story here so far. Now that we've got to game 4 with this, again, this is a bit of a different game plan for Team Liquid, and they can go ahead and play for mainly objectives, at least for right now, because, again, their ultimates that are going to be available for fighting into those objectives, especially when we get to Lord territory, is going to be a little bit tough for ONIC, I feel like, to deal with. You got to avoid the penalty zone, you got to avoid, of course, the feathered airstrike constantly, and then trying to get away or run away from an AOG from JP are all part of the plan. But even on the flip side, ONIC has a lot of utility themselves. A tech charge, man, that's probably been one of the most impactful ultimates we have seen throughout M7. This Grok is sometimes unstoppable, man. And so in the hands of Keyboy, that's who you want it to be with. Keyboy is known to being a playmaker, and when he gets roams like this, these heroes, you can pretty much count on him to go ahead and set things up for ONIC to shine on.
All Liquid has to answer back is, in my opinion, that penalty zone. You can't rely on the AOG. The AOG is for re-engaging. The AOG is for saving the back line sometimes. Fortunately, OHEB has a Purify, something that they really didn't rock in the series prior. That ended in 11 minutes. So now Liquid understand, oh, ONIC is playing with fire. We have to respect what the Sky Kings have on the tempo breaker game. Turtle spawning, it's Lutpi just scouting out. I wonder if he knows that there's 4 here.
Yeah, it has to be a double whammy with the AOG, right? It has to be a penalty zone first and then maybe an AOG.
Turtles up. Looks like it could just go in the hands of TL here. They're looking for something else.
Yeah, they're looking for a trade, but Sanford's able to escape there with a flicker out, even with the tech charge coming in. 2 turtles now for Team Liquid.
Taking it slow.
Yep.
Liquid is trying to step on the brakes and the clutch to change gears at the same time, while ONIC are just going by. Yes, we're not getting any kills, but in my opinion, if this continues, this should benefit the cavalry. Because again, they're waiting for oil to come online.
This is the, the old way of doing things, basically, when we're back in the utility meta.
The old way.
Yeah, it's the old way, right? It's going back to how things were with the Fredrin. Not the unbreakable they were looking for.
Respect, dispersion rotation. JP can be caught here, has the AOG, won't be cancelled, and he gets out with the Revitalize as well.
All right, so he tried to make a play, not going to happen, able to get away, but also pop the Revitalize again, so there's a whole lot of that happening where, ONIC gets something out. But again, look at this. The gold lead is pretty much gone. It's not really anything big.
Dissipated.
It's dissipated. Dude, this is the thing they want to watch out for, though. That first item from Skylar was the Divine Glaive. He's keeping up with OHEB in terms of gold, farming up. So if a fight does break out, Skylar is actually going to have enough damage on this Linux to kind of burst the right targets down if he needs to. So that's something why we're seeing why Team Liquid kind of wants to take things.
OHEB. Damage. Oh my god, he just popped OHEB.
Big damn.
Mountain Shocker and the last shot from Skylar picks up first blood for ONIC, and they transition into a possible conversion, but it won't happen because Sanji was there. Lutpi try to steal red tree from Carl.
Not even surprised. The most surprised person here is OHEB. He wasn't expecting Kyrie to be in that brush, and there's no amount of lifesteal nor regen from Demon Hunter Sword, which he doesn't even have yet at 6 minutes, that could save you from that kind of burst.
That's why I was saying, Skylar picking up that Divine Glaive is just devastating. He is going to have some poke, though, but still, he's got to be cautious, and that's the whole game plan here for OHEB. Scale up, get to that Trinity. Usually, we have been seeing that before that 10-minute mark for them, but with this turtle coming up,
AOG with an airstrike now. Also, damage on Sanji. Tries to go for the dispersion, but it's not enough to get him enough shielding to escape there. Sanford now holding the lines, has the penalty zone. Lutpi trying his best to create an angle for Kyrie to walk up now. Mountain Shocker lands on Sanford. A traceless back. Carl TZ on the turtle. This looks free. There's no way for ONIC to really walk in unless Keyboy gets a big tech charge, and that won't happen. Perfect turtle for the GOAT.
A little bit of a silver lining on Liquid's part, given that they got 100% of the turtles. But still, that gold lane situation is just getting worse. They lost that tier 1, and they're going to have to find something else on the map. Keyboy, you're not going to survive. Tech charge gets a shield, he's fine.
Keyboy got away. Skylar caught in the midst of it all. Pops into Brilliance in time as Lutpi holds them down. Penalty zone from Sanford.
Looking for a taunt, not going to need it. Skylar falls. Liquid happy with what they got.
Well, they force a fight or a response from ONIC. They get a couple of flickers down, and right now TL looks to continue to put pressure under there and between the tier 1 and tier 2 turret. But man, I'm surprised that Keyboy, for the most part, survived that. That was a kind of aggressive play from Sanford, but that's kind of what you expect here, especially when you're on a Terizla. So it's back to the basics right now as OHEB goes and farms up and continues to scale up.
Liquid now kick it into 3rd gear. They're moving up in the world, no longer on scouting duty, again, despite, I think, one of their major problems, and they blast Skylar out of the sky!
What is going on here? The amount of burst. No, Sanford.
Tech charge. Getting on Sanford. It's Kyrie who picks up the kill, so it ends up being 1-1. But a taunt in the bottom lane lands on Lutpi. Oheb doesn't want to go in.
All right, what I'm saying, better that Liquid surprises ONIC because Liquid has, compared to what ONIC is playing with, zero vision. What can you do? Throw a BMI into a bush? Randomly throw spells out of Sanji?
Yeah.
Send JP, send Carl, send Sanford to check these bushes? So no, compared to the Mount Shocker, compared to the random spells Sans can throw out, even Skylar's relatively free. Yeah. As long as you know that there's no crowd control in there, you can brilliance your way out of safety. So Team Liquid, vision is their #1 enemy, and I think for the past 8 minutes they've been battling that. Lost once again, that kill onto Oheb.
Yeah.
They deserve to do that. I think if they continue down this path, they should be fine.
Well, Lord's up here. Look at the rotation happening here on this side, though. They want to potentially try to make a play. JP's charging up the Unbreakable.
Uh-oh, Kai going to be caught. Diversion trying to get him away for the airstrike there on Kai. He gets taken out by JP in time, but a diversion saves Sans. Lutpi goes in alone. Carl TZ on the Lord.
They tried to get him out of there with the diversion, but it was just too late. And so now this opens a window to take the Lord here.
A play with 100% conviction. Liquid were all in on that one sequence, and they took Kyrie out. The flicker from Sanji and the better airstrike was enough. Now Carl TZ able to cure the Lord. Keyboy just setting it up. Did not have to commit. Tech charge out of there.
Great plays. Again, this is what TL looks to do when they can capitalize on getting a pick off, on making a play across the map, and they made the timing perfect for them. Now, this is just a bit of a lead for them, 2,000 gold ahead. They've got the Lord in their favor. ONIC's lineup will still let them defend it pretty well and potentially set things up around Keyboy's tech charge. Now that it's available, they just have to play this right. And part of this too, again, with Skylar being on this Lunox, that was flexed throughout the draft. You know, you're gonna have to start to pay that stock pretty much. And he's got damage. They clear out the Lord. You can see that. Whoa. They deal with it well. They take the diversion. They go for Sanford.
Penalty zone on the AOG there. Sansa able to flicker out the safety before the Unbreakable gets to him. Sanford taking low. Keyboy, no tech charge. Gonna be locked down. Appraiser's Wrath having to flicker out. Keyboy. Oh. They'll keep their Holy Shields alive for now, but that's a big cannon minion to take the Holy Shield down to the mid lane.
Liquid wasn't playing ONIC, they were playing the map, distracting the Sky Kings from defending and stopping the forward momentum of those minions in mid. Now top lane gonna be up next. Thankfully, they got a minute left on Holy Shield, so bottom and top should be safe. OEB commits Grand Theft Orange. There really isn't much that this squad has been doing except for taking down turrets in the past 11 minutes, so they're fine. Liquid, they're comfortable where we are in the mid game.
This is a great pickup here now for Skylar, as I was mentioned. He's got his Holy Crystal now with the Divine Glaive, so he's going to be a pretty big threat in terms of damage, but look at the gold gap between him and Oheb. Oheb has been farming like a madman. Just absolutely. So Oheb's got his Trinity. JP providing that vision, like we were talking about, is crucial for TL's lineup to work, and they want to put pressure around this purple buff.
Now this kind of vision is aggressive. They're coming in!
Penalty zone of the AOG. Lutpi goes in for falling. Sarmu gets disintegrated by Oheb! And now it's Keyboy holding the lines. That's a tech charge landing on 4, but a Purify comes out as Carl's able to taunt him down. Keyboy taking low, coming down. Oheb with a blazing duet gets 2 as Kai trades for it with a tier 2.
2 kills for Kel 1. Up top, Kyrie making some leeway for ONIC ID. So nothing comes for free. The long lane is taken care of. ONIC ID, despite the 5,000 gold gap, I'd say can still dance. I think they can still partake 30 seconds from now because of the singular factor that is the Mountain Shocker. And of course, the diversion. Because if in case they were losing, they can just skedaddle.
The diversion is always going to be a big component that any team that has a Luo Yi can play around with. We're going to look at the replay for this. Again, penalty zone starting things up. Oheb popping off the damage like we mentioned. And this is, unfortunate for ONIC because they just didn't have the members for this fight, right? You have Kyrie pushing into what he can. Sans earlier was part of this. Whoa, Lord is up. They're going to fight for this before.
And for penalty zone into the back. Kyrie able to trace a Sanford again, jumps in, and that's the hammer down from JP.
JP closing off the exit. Keyboy with a tech charge. That is a desperation move as ONIC retreat.
Blazing Duet canceled earlier. They're still able to kite back, but they've lost Kyrie. And look at the timing. It couldn't have been worse for ONIC. The Lord spawns in the land of Dawn.
Almost clairvoyant like game sense on Sanji. One might look at the angle and say, why would you take the Ferrier Strike far away that way? But no, he was reading where ONIC was going. And that was almost just as important as all the damage on Kyrie that took him out of the equation, that keeps him going. Lord for ONIC! What's not gonna be done? Liquid takes it and take down Keyboy too.
Buy one, get one, Lord, and a free Keyboy.
Oh man,
In the lane.
that's unfortunate. For, ONIC now, Keyboy up in about less than 20. They're gonna have to face the fact that these base turrets might fall here.
Actually, what were they doing down there?
I have no idea.
Was ONIC hoping that maybe Kyrie could catch up and then they could snatch a little free Lord? They're inside the base, mid lane cracks.
In the base here, Lord is making his way down into that mid lane, and Keyboy will be up for this defense. Does it all end here with almost a 9,000 gold lead for Team Liquid as they approach the base?
OHEB with the BMI backwards, Lutpi holding in on the Lord right now. They can still go for the defense. They have Sans, they have Skylar, they've dealt with it now. Feather airstrike in the bottom lane. That's going to be OHEB going for the siege as Tech Charge gets used defensively for Keyboy. AOG! Kai gets out with the Traceless. And that's it. TL say, all right, let's back.
Slowly does it as Liquid is aware that there is no wave up top to push for the inevitable 3-lane push. The waves have not equalized, so they're going to go look at this Lord coming up in about 100 seconds, a minute and 40. And this is correct, resources for ONIC, but they're just not in a position to find those fights anymore. When was the last time we saw Sans pull off a diversion that actually did something?
Honestly,
I don't even remember it. Not a single time, I feel.
He tried. He tried to save, a couple of his teammates here and there, but ultimately I feel like Sans has essentially not been able to do much on this Luyi pick. Yes, there's been a couple. Oh no, Kyrie, is he going to be in trouble here? Lupi's there around the corner.
The taunt is short. Sanford doesn't want to go for the penalty zone, but look at Sanji.
That push up top.
Airstrike. 1-2, Skylar! Brilliance! And that's it. I thought for some reason Sanji was going to flicker in there to look for the kill.
Seen it too many times.
The very last microsecond he could have clicked the brilliance, yes, but Sanji knows better. Again, that's 120 seconds compared to the 20-something that is the Feather Airstrike, so play for the Lord.
And that's the thing, man. Sanji just picked up, his last item was the Divine Glaive, and that's why you see that amount of damage coming through. He's been very good at landing those feathered airstrikes and zoning out. So now it's just ONIC. Like, if they're in this situation where they're 9,000 behind, this Lord is coming about 30, you have to start to think, are they in even a fighting position? Most likely they give up the Lord and they try to base defense here. But I'm just worried about this lineup because so far it hasn't shown much. I mean, they've been reacting to what TL's thrown at them.
Lutpi on the taunt and the hammer swings of Sanford. He's still very tanky though, as long as it's not OHEB or Sanji, he can take the beating.
Major problem for ONIC's lineup. Again, I hate to say it at 16 minutes, but I'm sure our panel alluded to this one way or another. There's very little range. ONIC can only really go mid to short, and then they gotta go long to reset with that diversion and then come back in. So unless they can find that, unless they can force Liquid to fight in that short of a range, in the mud basically, Liquid's not having any of this.
Yeah, that's why this is such a risk here. Lord looks like it's just going to be quickly worked and secured unless Keyboy tries, but no. Tech charge though.
On Sanji, it's going to be Sans. Oh, he hits the wall. Penalty zone locks him down. Sans with a mistake call. Teasy with a punish. Kai with a traceless backwards. Blazing duet from OHEB.
That's a Boy Scout attempt on Skylar from the angle, but Lutpi falls. Liquid finding them, dropping them one by one. Keyboy up next.
Just one member left for ONIC for the Sky Kings, and it's Kai. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Sanji silences ONIC, and they silence Tennis Indoor Sanayan. The Sky Kings fall beneath the charge of the cavalry marching through the Golden Road.
Two champions met in the arena of Tennis Indoor Sanayan, and only one can move forward, and that's Team Liquid.
Something about these hollowed halls here in Jakarta, Indonesia, awaken something in these gentlemen. They've all been here. They've all won here. But today, they've done something none of us thought they would do this early on in the tournament. They drop ONIC Indonesia.
And it's just like MSC 2025. The repeat happens again. It's TL with game 1, game 2, match point. ONIC getting a quick game in, and then TLPH be like, all right, fun in games is over.
You can see it here, you know, them feeling pretty good about that game. I mean, the series in general, of course, tough to see. There's the hug between the GOAT and Kyrie. It was a tough match, and it's tough to see what the result always is for ONIC Indonesia.
But thinking about what's going on in the minds of the Sky Kings, of Kyrie specifically, he said he's lost so many times and none of this phases him anymore. GG, well played to ONIC Indonesia. Thank you for putting on a match. Thank you for being here for us in M7.
Again, a phenomenal